Okay, Happy New Year, Sagittarius. We are into the 2024 energy field here. So we're going to dip into your spiritual reading, see if we can help you out somewhat here. What do we come across? I got the Isis deck, Power Surrender cards, Native Spirit Energy, and the House of Night. So we're going to start off with the Isis Oracle cards. And the first one for you, Sagittarius, is Soul Retrieval, Deep Soul Healing with the Goddess. I do get a heavy feminine energy here. So, if we are masculine energy, we are being highly guided by feminine compassion and depth of heart and whatnot. This is being pushed upon us. I'm seeing that one hand pushing that energy into you to get you evolved in the feminine side of who you are. If you're a feminine, this too is also being pumped in the same manner. We may have rejection of the feminine self here that we're trying to heal that, bring back all our parts into balance is what I get here highly. Yeah, being guided heavily, and no matter what your faith or belief in a higher power, this energy is coming upon you no less. Okay, the next card that we get in the present state is Initiation. Whoa. Spiritual testing of Ra and the Lady Isis. And there's a heavy energy that comes here. You are being tested for final, like darker light here. Your next move is where you sit. And the sense that I'm getting is we're kind of coming out of darkness here. And we need to heal out of it. So this can be a long process for some, or it can be one jump in the right direction that actually just pulls us the rest of the way. So this is a lucky time in our life if we utilize it correctly. And the sense is we don't fall back on old ways. We go in the new way. New energy, fresh, but there could be a habitual way that we go. We just hit the wrong scenario, wrong place, wrong time. This could be right place, right time. This could be depending on where we jump to. So there's a fate here coming a call. Yeah, it's not even a fated energy though. It's like it either could go either way, frankly. I'm getting I'm getting someone who doesn't have a lot of faith in a higher power. Okay? Now, there is a higher power guiding you, whether you have faith in it or not. It is illuminating things to you. But you have to have the mental mindscape that there are answers in front of me. If you take a defeatist attitude, you will go into darkness and you will stay there. If you have one glimmer of hope, they will pull you as far as they can drag you into the light. If we take the right steps to get there. Again, if we intentively go in the darkness, devious, lying, cheating, deceiving, this kind of thing, that's where we're going to be in a lockdown. But they constantly giving you these things. These open doors, right? Okay, wow. And that's in our present. So right now, right here, right now, we're being witness to things that are illuminating us. And they're also an ability to go in the right way. And we intentively, and they're making me aware of this word, intentively. Again, we don't have to believe in a God above, but we have to believe that we're doing right or we're doing wrong, and that is what you need to follow. If we continue to do wrong, we're locked in that field. If we go in the right way, we will be pulled, and it will be new and, adventurous and in a way that can be scary, but it will pull you as far as we can take you. If the resistance is high, eventually they'll let go, but they're not in a phase of letting go yet. They're still opening doors for you. But be aware, this is initiation time. And you're always being watched. And it's not what other people think of you, it's what you truly do and act from. That is what matters. So no matter what people see, it's what you do that matters. Okay, so that needed to be said. On the Isis deck, as we move into the future, what do we get? Enter the Chamber of Healing. Healing in the Divine Chamber of Lady Isis. You know what this tells me? Healing is part of the advanced movement. That's part of getting you forward. That's part of it accelerating. So the fact that we are in that says that one, we got a lot of energy pushing behind us, whether we believe in it or not. And I feel like somebody's got a lack of faith here in a higher power, or at least a higher power that is for their greatest good. The reason they have this doubt and pessimism about this is because they always take the wrong road and figure that God doesn't see, or the higher powers won't see, or that something doesn't see. They always see what you're doing in the dark. So the minute you balance that field out and go, oh, okay, so they're seeing this. Now let's look at my future and see. If they're seeing this and they're aware of this, does that make sense with what's going on? Yes, they're going, it absolutely does. But we refuse to admit that there could be someone that sees everything that we do if there's nobody there. But there is somebody there that you just can't see them. And you're not putting that effort in. And that may not be something that you want to do for the rest of your life, but know that that in itself will help you to know that everything is seen and heard and followed. On your path, everything is recorded. So know that. Somebody is there, you may not see them, but they're there to record everything. So once you come from that perspective alone, beware, this is why we're getting the results we're getting. So we have to walk into balance. So somebody living a dual life, somebody pulling off a mask here quite highly. I'm showing a mask to everybody else, but behind the scenes I'm doing other things. This is why your life is in array. When we come to balance with, like again, if we come to balance with that mask and go, what are we doing in the darkness? The darkness has to come out to be seen. If you are truly dark, then you stand in your darkness and say, I am dark. And you'll be taken out and away you go. Next, right? But the thing is, we're hiding it because this is why. And we feel like we're being successful. You cannot trick the universal energy. It sees all and it senses all. And it balances all. So now, look back on your life and see what you were doing in the dark. And take a tally if you don't know if that's karma. Because there's not a lot of dharma here coming back. But we can start today to balance our life out and realize that I'm getting bad karma for what I'm doing in the dark. Now I need to change what I do in the dark. I need to up the ante here. I need to go and be clean with things. Then, guess what? Your life will change. But there's a healing chamber here, so there's a sense that the universe has already put this upon you energetically. Emotionally, we're feeling regret and pain and sorrow about things that we have done. This is good. This is like repenting energy. Once we invest in that, then we will see more clearly where we need to do right. Because the fact that we're feeling it alone says that we know we can do better. So off we go into this better energy. So it's good. It's positive in that way. We may have not led a great life, a great life of judgment here, but it is under, how do you say, it is under this big switch, the energy, the big butterfly coming out of the cocoon. This is what's happening. And you either go with it or you keep staying in. And what has it served you? It's constantly going to make your life worse. So we need to be aware that we are being watched constantly. And those things that we do that we think are unseen are not unseen. They're seen, they're registered, and they're shot back at you. And that's the thing that this person is going under the guise that, well, if it's not seen, I'm not doing it. And I'm not taking responsibility for it. Well, now we're taking responsibility in the emotional center, or in the future, highly. There may be an initiation here we fail, and because of that, we have to go in a healing chamber and deal with those emotions. Because no matter what choices we make, we continue to make bad choices. We're just going to feel the effects of it higher. As we continue to do so, it will be a painful process to make the wrong decision in the future. Now let's get into the chakra cards. Wow. Again, it's not my judgment. I'm getting this highly from this guidance, okay? Soul retrieval. Your soul is waking up. It's trying to get all its parts back. And when it gets all its parts back, suddenly we can't just glaze over things anymore. Suddenly they hit us full on and we feel emotionally from all centers. We have a deep emotional understanding of things we could have swept off very easily in the past. This is no longer. On top of that card, the chakra card you get is the 4 coins. So this is my miser card, keeping things in. That we could be keeping our emotions in quite highly. This is not going to help us. We need to heal from that. So part of the healing is feeling it and releasing it from you. Because the more you stop it up, the more that it affects you on an outer level. So Sag, we may be at this time really focusing on money and trying to hoard money in our life, in our outer world. That is what is guiding us at this time. I'm going to carry forward. Because part of, I think, the root ball here of what we need to kind of deal with differently is money being the be-all, end-all in our life. We need to look at a bigger picture here. As we move on to the initiation, the chakra card we get there is the Knight of Wands. Okay, something's coming in quickly here. Frantically. And look at where he's at. This Knight of Wands is in water. And I was getting a big wave of emotion. And for these Sagittarians, you may have, that may be your saving grace, is your emotional factor being cranked on max. So that we suddenly feel how we're affected by other people. We may have been either too busy or on autopilot in the past where we had no time to think about how things affected us, never mind how they affect others. But now we're seeing life differently. We're starting to feel those emotions. Like I said, they're saying this one's cranked to max because we're slowly turning up and there was no getting in, so we just max volume because there's a certain amount of time here. We're being initiated. We need to get through to the right place here. Come from the right center. The heart center was shut off. We shut our heart off. So I feel like a mass of emotions is kind of part of the initiation to get you forward. How we deal, if we stuff these up, we will not pass. If we feel them and try and heal from them, that's the pull that's going to get you further down the road in the right way. And I feel like the Knight of Wands is just the speed at which it's going to happen. Now they're making me aware of that. Is it a sunset or a sunrise? Yeah, they're going, depending on our pole. The sun can be setting on our emotional center as we start to shut down to fight it off. That would be picking the negative side. Or the sun can be rising on our emotions and we are letting them lead the show. Or at least opening up to listen to what it has to say. That in itself is a success factor. Yeah, because the hoarding away of the coins could also be the emotional side as well. And we all know, from if you're on my readings, if you shut down your emotions, your instinct goes with that as well. They are kind of in cahoots. Your instinct gets really drawn out if you shut down your emotional center. So the fact that you are opening, or could possibly be, in the initiation phase, opening up to your emotional center, this means that your instinct will become higher and heightened as well. So as we enter the chamber of healing, so for some of you, in the positive phase, this is going to happen. We're going to have a great depression. We're going to feel things. We're going to purge things. What is the chakra card we get there? The 8 of Cups. Ooh, okay. Now this is the great leaving for better fields. Now, for those in a heavy negative cycle, okay, they're going to leave this emotional stuff behind. We're not tapping into this. No way, no how. That is saying we are of the dark and we are going to be illuminated for that. Now, for those in positive light, give me a moment. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a complete flip. We are purging all that has kept us up. So all of these 8 cups, that's all the emotional energy that we had backed up behind us, and they're showing me one by one drinking those emotions. So really being responsible for our emotional state, and also healing from each individual situation that we've had hurt us in the past. So, wow, that's very healthy. So there's some super positives on the Sag side, and there's some negative. I feel like the negatives are about 10%, like less than that. They're going 5-6%. So there's not very many here that are going to give up on the love and light, but there are a few. And you know, man, this is very interesting. Yeah, because they're showing me in the waves of red here that's encompassing this woman. There's a sense of roses being like offered. Give me a minute here. Those are a symbol of love, right? Those are my symbol, actually, for love readings. I sense that it may be in the love zone. Just took me that long to get there. It may be in the love zone that we have all this emotional pent-up energy. And it may be, you know, I'm seeing at least 3 roses there, swirls that kind of 4 that look like. So we may have never processed any of the major trauma that we've had from romantic relationships, and we may be coming across this, to dump that, so that we can again go and find true love and go and find better, loving, caring people. In order to see it, we have to really we really have to drink the cup of love. How do they say? They're saying it to me in a poetic way, but I'll just get into my own energy here. We really have to go through the emotions of each of these, like a dissecting of the relationships, and realize what we did. And each cup that we drink, they're showing me it creates tears, but we're going to do it. It's going to be hard. We're going to feel it, but it's going to be so relieving on the other end. And not only that, it will bring in all the energy that we're truly starved of. Because each individual cup that we have not drank from, meaning we have not ingested and allowed ourselves to feel, each of those cups has put a bigger barrier between you and your perfect love on the other end. Perfect, your divine, your true love. It's just, it puts a barrier. It's all those barriers, all those 8 barriers you have to go through. And this is what's coming down here. And this is part of the initiation. It's coming in quick because we need to do this in order to get into our personal relationships to open up really in a better way. And until we heal this, it's all those barriers are too high to get through. They're showing me mountains you can't overcome. In a sense, it'd be too hard. So this time need to focus on this. Okay. A lot of energy there. Okay. So on the 4 coins, again, hoarding to ourselves. This can be less about money. Some people are on the money train. That's what they use to avoid all of the emotional states. And it does very well for that. Absolutely. But for those in positive states, the energy is being pushed so heavily at you to process your emotions. Some people are just going to invest in that and go forward. And this too will create more abundance in your financial field if we indulge in that. If we don't, we'll just get choppy energy throughout. Now, 4 coins on top of that, High Priestess of Water. There's nothing but emotion coming through here. We need emotional healing. That is part of our process. We need to purge emotions. We need to feel them. We need to wallow in them. And this may be the time that we do this. And even though, I'm not one for really diving into, but the sense here is we have stocked up the emotional sector for so long that we really do need to invest in ourselves to purge all this so that we can go forward cleanly. The Knight of Wands, on top of that energy, as we move into the new initiation here of good and bad, House of Knight card is lost. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Initiation will come in a lost form, I get. Okay, hold on. This brings another level of stuff here. Spiritual testing will come in the form of lust. It'll be hard to resist, is what they're saying. We may fail this test. Because this person may have a problem See, they can't accept love, but they can sure take in lust. And this is quickly coming at us to test us. Again, we can take the long road or we can take the short road. And when we take the long road, that's the hard road. That's the one where we fail all our tests. When we get to the end of that road, there's no way we will be tricked or fall into any kind of traps whatsoever, man-made or not. So there's a lust, somebody lustful coming in here. Some of you are physically attracted to quite highly. Someone that creates a lot of emotions in us. It'll come in this form, but there's a lot of emotional turbulence behind it. They're everywhere. There's emotion around this thing everywhere. Now, this could be a test of us going to this energy in such a way. I do feel there's above and beyond. There is an attachment here. I feel the initiation is how we treat this thing, this person. I'm saying thing. Why did I say that? Because maybe we looked at it like a thing instead of a person, a soul, another human being. We looked at it as something we go from here to there. We may be tested. This can be in the present, past, future. Yeah, we may be tested in a lustful way. Okay, let's go forward here because I feel like there's more energy there, but they're not. Eight of Cups is about walking away and dealing with emotions. It's also about healing thyself. On top of that, the Wisdom of Night card we get is forbidden. Wow. Again, for some people, they will go in forbidden areas. They're just in the darkness and they prefer that. And they're trying to, how do you say? They're trying to veil themselves. They're choosing the darkness and pretending to be light. This just will not transfer well. That is the path they're going down, that forbidden path. Again, free will. They're allowed to do that. For others, what happened here is the initiation that we went through. There was forbidden material here. Now, I'm not getting like this person come forth and that was forbidden to us and we maybe indulged and that was I don't get that. That's the surface making things black and white, meaning it's a yes or no, and this is not that kind of a situation. Give me a minute while I process this. The sense is here, we rejected something that was for us. We treated as if it was forbidden. We may have put a lot of energy into rejecting something that was truly from the higher self. Okay? So this shows someone highly in darkness and being revealed to the light and totally rejecting it violently, almost. So this could be someone having a physical effect on someone that was forbidden. There was an angel come in here and you treated them like shit. This is not allowed. So therefore, the healing chamber is truly someone abusing someone else of light, is what I get here. I feel like the universe had put someone in your path to clearly pull you quite successfully out of things, but we're so enmeshed in the darkness. Again, this may be for the 10%ers, that we rejected it violently because it was such a culture shock almost. It was such an extreme opposite that we could not process. Okay? Now, there's some healing that's going to need to be done because of this, because we disregarded the angelic self, is what I'm getting here. And lust had a part to play in it. Now, this is the weirdest note I've left it on. It's really the sense they've given me is we're healing from the mistake that we made. The initiation was failed. We cannot go through. Therefore, we have been blocked out. Now, because of this, there is healing that needs to be done, and that's it. At this point, there's no more. I don't see a future road here. Now, this could be that this person just falls back into darkness and continues their loop of lust. And this may be the forefront of what they're after. They were offered something from the future and rejected it violently. Now, we started off with the soul retrieval. I feel like they're not going to give up on you in these ways, but certain doors are going to be shut for you that we can't go back, and maybe that's the problem here. We want to go back to something, but we can't. It's not allowed. Roads have been changed because this initiation was the way in. And we blocked that road, so that way is cut. Now somebody else gets to go down that road. And you got to take another road. It doesn't mean you won't ascend or you can't ascend. It just means you're not going to ascend through there. You got to go take a different route. You can't take that Cadillac. You got to take the bug, right? This is what I'm getting. I don't know, I'm trying to lighten it, but it's heavy. This is heavy. So Sag, we have a native spirit and a power of surrender card. The power of surrender, what do we get for the Sag? Ooh, surrender your addictions. To here it would be a lust. It would be the physical side of intimacy, sexual. We prefer sexual, what do you call that? Interactions rather than heart-centered interactions. That's what we're being locked into. Again, there's always a way out. But we may have had one way out. That's been blocked. We may find another way down the road. Or we may block it out altogether. Whether you are addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. I do feel this is a sexual addiction we're talking about, and it has brought someone to fail an initiation into the light. Okay? Now, your native spirit, I'm going to read from the book on this, is gathering your tribe. I feel like this puts a hiccup in this as well. I feel like this person was part of our soul tribe, but we have locked them out, and therefore the universe is picking and choosing who they allow into your field dependent on your behavior. This is very much like a child who's gone past curfew with someone, and then, okay, you're no longer seeing that person. Well, you're grounded, and you need to show us good behavior before you can be let free to go and play with the rest of your tribe that is supposed to come in here. I feel like this is a savior. Somebody's savior group, you know, the angels, the earth angels that come in and help you. I feel like this is that. And we've rejected one highly. We've actually booted them out and batted them with a bat, is the sense that I get. Not literally, but energetically, we've hit them on the head with a bat. Get the hell out of here. I have nothing to do with you. And we didn't realize that that person was there to help us. Whether conditioned or not, we didn't realize. So that road has been blocked, and now we are going to see where we go here. I guess in the next reading we'll figure out who our tribe is. So gathering your tribe as I read from the book. The meaning: you are loved, you are lovable, you deserve love. Support in all forms is flowing to you. You can relax, there is so much love around you. Communicate from your heart. Share your truth. This is what this person is just rejecting. I feel like they're not allowing their heart to speak for them, therefore this is what's being blocked from you. These are the roads, the doors we're shutting. We're not speaking from our heart, so we're not allowing this in. Share your truth, you are safe. Diminish your time with those who do not empower you or believe in you. This may be a barrier we need to upkeep. We may be totally surrounded by those that are secretly preying upon us. We may be, and may not even realize it. Your native spirit wants you to know if the gathering your tribe card chooses you, this means the sustenance in all forms is flowing into your life. Your people, quote unquote, are those who resonate with you. Your people can include animals, plants, minerals, trees, as well as people. Be willing to ask for what you want in life. This is the time to put your needs before the needs of others. That's huge energy drop there. That means this is really pertinent for this person. We have to think of our own needs and not let others, browbeat us to do things. And this may have been something. This may have been why we didn't pass the initiation. because we're going by other people's feelings, not truly our own. And this was the mask that we didn't stand up for. Or we don't stand up for the mask. We stand up for behind the mask. That real feeling, you know, it's like staying silent when you know you're kind of not agreeing with someone, but you stay silent, so therefore you agree without really making agreement. This kind of stuff. Be willing to ask for what you want in life. This is the time to put your needs before the needs of others. Your tribe is waiting to support and nurture you as you nurture yourself. So this person is not into self-nurturing. They don't even look at the self. They don't pertain to the self, is what I'm getting. They need work there. Sometimes your friends are more your family than blood relatives. Find your people and cherish them. Your vibe attracts your tribe. The journey. So this is something that you can do in the physical. Spend time with friends and family members who see the best in you. Don't spend time with dream stompers. People that, and I feel like this is why this person is silent, because they say they want something and then somebody says, well, you don't want that, do you? No, you don't want that. And they're bashing that. And then they almost convince you of not wanting to do it yourself. So take classes, share meals, take time to find your people. You will live longer and be happier. So that's the sense here. A huge self-realization and self-worth. Tapping into that is the sense I get. And once we do that, then we will see more people that are genuinely happy for what we want, truly, from our heart. If we're willing to speak from that. If we're not, we just stay in loops of where we're at. But if we can have the courage to say what we want and do and act from that, these things will flourish in better ways and also create that tribe around you that is more supportive. Because I'm getting that we got lots of people around us that are kind of smile and wave. They don't truly feel for us or happy for us. You tell them something that makes you happy or brings you joy and they're like, oh, okay. And then right away they're on to another topic. They can't revel in it with you in that way, in a good way. They can't help you with that. They like to, it's jealousy or I don't know what it is. It's just a stomping of energy. It's just bad energy, but may not have realized it. This kind of thing. Wow. So yeah, the project here is to go and spend time with people and really figure out, if we haven't already, figure out who is for us and who isn't. We start to unfold these things in our life that we want, dreams, wishes, these kind of things, and the people that bash it, those are the people we need to create distance with. And the people that can be happy, truly as happy as us, that it glows and you feel good about saying it to them, those are the ones you need to trust more or invest more, kind of thing, and divest from those people that are making you feel bad for what you want to the degree that they change your mind about what you want. You can't allow that, because that's disintegrating yourself. That's not putting any worth in yourself. And then you go down that road. And I think we've been down this road enough. When we come to the realization of this, like when I was younger, my mom and me were very close in a weird way. In a way where it was like a love-hate, right? Because we were so much similar that we kind of triggered each other too much to be, smooth. So there was a lot of upheaval, but at the same time, I was like 27 before I realized that I was doing things for my parents rather than for myself. Because I didn't know I didn't know that I could want things. It's like, just as a kid, you get out of high school, do this, do that. And I went traveling. And that was the most freeing part. And that was the one part of God that came through to me and said, you deserve to be free. And I never lost sight of that. I stopped traveling as much as I did, but I never lost sight of the freedom aspect. And part of that was understanding that no matter how much you try and please others, you will never ever be successful. But if you try and please yourself, that's where the peace and the serenity comes in. And that was a hard lesson for me to learn. And there was a lot of head banging that I had to do with my mom, because I was always like doing things to please her. and then she wouldn't recognize it properly, or it wasn't enough for her, and it's not that it wasn't enough. She was proud, but it was like there was something in me saying that's not enough. That's not enough. Why? Because it's not what I want. It's what she wants, not what I want. She wants for me to be solid and stable and whatever. She wants me to go and do these things that I would take tests and I would study and I would go in there and torture myself, and all the while knowing I don't want this. I don't want the prize at the end. I don't want the job at the end. But it's like, go do this and you'll be solid and, money, blah, blah, blah. This was all like something I had to learn. So maybe this is part of the process that's going on for this Sag here. Maybe we have an addiction to something here that's creating everything that we don't want, but at the same time, we're not jumping into things. We're, keep going back to it, this kind of thing. So surrender to your addictions, not to your addictions, but surrender them. Food, people, sex, overworking, take action to begin to heal. The Four of Pentacles here can bring about an addiction to earning money. So what does that work? We could be using work to kind of sidetrack. So there's a sense of needing to deal with those addiction centers, and then everything outside of that will start to shift, including the bringing in your tribe. So just the fact of maybe taking a class to, it could be even on self-worth or a special interest class. You go out, you take, so food maybe, food prep. They're giving me that connotation. It's like, we go and take a chef's course, and then suddenly we meet a different flow of people, a different energy field, and then our grouping can start to come together. Our different energy field can start to come together, but we got to come out of the field that we're so immersed in and so habitually cycling in. We got to kind of make an action to get out of that. And that will start to open up our life. And part of that is dealing with emotions. I feel at this time we're very upset. We may even be upset with ourselves because we see that we didn't pass that test. The universe is making us very much aware of the emotional factor here. And we just need to heal from that and carry forward. And we will be introduced to more people. There's doors that have locked behind us, but we need to keep moving forward because if we give up on things right now, everything will be dark and it'll just start to close in on us. So we got to keep fighting to open those doors, and the universe is there trying to drag you with them into the light. Say drag you into the light or float you up there, but it is a hard process when we keep getting tripped up by the darkness. So man, Sagittarius, that was a heavy reading. Take care, have fun, and be kind. Happy New Year. We will talk to you soon.